Hey, how's it going, guys? I thought I would make a video for you today that I haven't done in actually quite a while, and that is making a thoughts video. And I decided, since the new wave of recently revealed pictures of 2020 Gemmy Airblown inflatables is so almost massive. I mean, there are so many inflatables that got revealed. I figured this would be an appropriate time to do a thoughts video. So yeah, so let's go ahead and start. I'm going to be as brief as possible because there are a lot of inflatables to get through. So, alright, we're going to start with Snoopy on Doghouse Halloween inflatables. So, you can see here, it's got a base fan. Look down here, you can see the legs, so that's awesome. Um, I like the pumpkin right here, and then you can see I always thought there was only one Woodstock. Maybe he's got friends, but I've seen multiple Woodstocks pop up in different Snoopy inflatables. So I don't know. If you guys know, please drop a comment below on this video. You can see here it says Happy Halloween, which looks really good, and then Snoopy with a little hat and then a cape. So I love that inflatable. I don't know if I'll put it in my display, but I definitely like it. Next up is Peppa Pig. I cannot stand this inflatable like many others in the inflatable community. It's just we don't like Peppa Pig. It's crap. It's just crap. I remember when I was like 6 and I would watch that show and I didn't even like it back then, but yeah, it's garbage. It's garbo. Moving on, we have a Minions inflatable. I really like this one because you can see there's a bat like hanging off the tree, but I am a little worried about how durable that will be because I have had inflatables that are held on by a string, and within like the first week I've had them with weather, they're not as durable and they like fall off. So like it's a real pain. I don't know how well that bat is gonna hang on. It's not a deal breaker for me because like if I just cut that off and I didn't have to worry about it, I don't think it would change anything about this inflatable. You can see here the minions standing on a pumpkin, which I really like. And then you can see it's almost like a Gone Batty minion. They just threw that one in there. So you kind of get like a 3.5 foot inflatable, a 4 foot inflatable, and then just a plain old 7 foot tree. I don't know how tall this is. I'm guessing it's 7 feet. But I could say I could probably value this at about 80 bucks. I don't know where it's gonna be sold, but it's not gonna be in my yard because I don't really care that much about it. Here's another. I think this is 3.5 foot Olaf. Halloween because it's got a little pumpkin with antlers, which is kind of cool. It's not for me. I don't really like Olaf inflatables. I know that my sister, I think like 2 or 3 years ago, really was into Frozen back then. She still is, but like not as much, not as obsessive over it. But I remember my mom made me put an Olaf in the yard, and I was just like, okay, whatever. I like hid it in the back so it didn't take anything from the display, which I thought was pretty funny. But you can see here, just this inflatable is not for me. It will not be in my yard either. You can see how small it is. Like it really, when they zoom back, you can. It's like, where's the inflatable? It's crazy. All right, here's another small little reindeer. It's got a nice facial expression, but just not for me. Here we've got a moose. I like the snowflake. It's like pixelated or whatever. It looks cool, but then again, it's small, cheap fan. Not for me. Unicorn. My guess is that this will be sold at Walmart, but maybe not. Maybe at home. I'm not entirely sure. It is cool to see that the horn on the unicorn to be like candy cane or peppermint or whatever. See here, it's got like a nice Santa hat, a green scarf, which looks good, and then like a turquoise, I guess tail, and then mane or not mane. What's that thing that I don't know. Anyway, we're not gonna get into that. We gotta move. You can see here like pink hooves or whatever. But yeah, this inflatable's not for me. Pink unicorn, gotta pass on that one. Alright, so now we've got a ghost with a nice little cat hat it's wearing. That sounds weird. But you can see here, it's holding like a little pumpkin trick-or-treat bag or whatever. It's a nice design, but it's just not something I'm going to put in my yard. And here we have the head of a Reaper, which I really like. I'm glad that they're kind of just chopping off the heads and we can get them, because the heads are the best part of the Reapers, other than the fact that their hands are like claws, and that just look great. It's kind of just the typical Reaper design, which Jimmy came up with and probably should never have wavered from because it's absolutely magnificent. It's got a nice top hat. I wish they did something different with the top hat and maybe change the color of the jack-o'-lantern. But I feel like since this is one of the first time they've done this, it's alright to just stick with like the basic design, and then next year they can kind of branch out a little bit, so that's okay. I really like this inflatable, but I don't know if I'm going to pick it up, because it looks like it has a cheap fan, but maybe it has a base fan, but probably a cheap fan. So this inflatable is really liked by Ian, and I don't know who else. This inflatable is, to me, very controversial, and the reason why is because I feel like people have a lot of nostalgia towards it, which I can definitely understand, because it definitely seems like a nostalgic inflatable, but a lot of other people are also kind of creeped out by the fact that it's a realistic Santa, and it's not very realistic unless you're going to a shopping mall where the guy playing Santa's drunk. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. So, you can see here, it's got nice little peppermint things, like I don't know if there's are supposed to be. They almost resemble buttons, but I'm not sure. You can see here, it kind of just a plain bag. I wish they put like a snowflake on there or something. More detailing would have been great. And then there's only just one bear. They should have added maybe more toys, because they don't really. I mean, candy canes. That's a huge candy cane if that's supposed to be realistic. You can see here, you put it next to the candy cane is like this big. You can see with my cursor. That's a gigantic candy cane. Holy crap. Alright, well, yeah, that inflatable, I don't think it's for me. I know that Ian likes it, and I can definitely understand why he likes it. This is just my opinion, alright, so don't get all crazy, it's just an opinion. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on it. Alright, so now we've got, I think this Frosty is being remade for 2020. It's a really nice design. I like it. It's got a Gryffindor scarf, which I don't know if Jimmy realized they did that, but it looks good. The signature flower up there, and a really big candy cane. This is, I think, 3.5 feet tall or 3 feet tall. I'm not going to pick it up for those reasons. Next, we've got a cactus, which has mixed media material for the sunglasses, which look really good. A nice little smile. And then you can see here it's in a pot with a Santa feature or whatever, and it's holding ornaments, which I like a lot. I think this inflatable, Jimmy really did well with it. It might sell for those who just are interested in weird inflatables that still look good. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to be in my display, but I kind of like it. If I saw it in someone else's, I would definitely enjoy its presence. So here we have, oh, that's actually, man, they just copy that reindeer and put it right on there. I didn't realize that until just now. That's pretty cool. But you can see here, it's a nice train. Trains for me always kind of take up too much space, and they never really capture the full detailing, in my opinion. I would like just the train and then one car. But like fully fledged out, detailed, mixed media, base fan, maybe 2 base fans, just go crazy with it, but make it look really, really good. And this inflatable just doesn't do it for me. It's not going to be in my display for those reasons, but I do like it a lot. Let's point out the good features of it. You can see here, it's got a nice little tree design, which looks good. Santa coming out of the main part, it's typical, but whatever. See a polar bear with a red mittens, and then a Santa hat. Everyone's got a Santa. Whenever you go through a Christmas display, you're probably going to point out probably 30 Santa hats if that person has that many inflatables. But yeah, it's just, this inflatable is not for me. I definitely like it if I saw this in another person's display. I would definitely enjoy it, but it's just not going to be in mine. Oops. Alright, so this toy soldier is really nice. I don't know if it's new for 2020. I didn't think it was. But then again, if it is, then I'll give my thoughts on it. Because I haven't seen this inflatable before, so it is new to me. Alright, so this inflatable, I really like it a lot. If it has a base fan, this inflatable has a very good chance of getting in my display. This is the first inflatable that I've actually said has a chance of getting in my display. You're probably like, wow, he has high standards. Well, I do. It's because I want my display to look really, really good, and I'm not just going to put any inflatable in it. You can probably check out my Christmas display video, and you'll notice that not one inflatable in that video has a cheap fan. I am exclusively base fans, except for the Halloween display, which had a Mickey Mouse vampire up on my porch, which that passed because it was hanging and not in the ground. So that there are exceptions, but I gotta move on with this video. So I really like this inflatable a lot. The detailing is great. If this were 14, 16 feet tall, this inflatable would be a must-have. It would probably go down in history as one of my favorites of all time. I really, really love this feature right here. You can see here, It's got that little turning thing right there, so we know that it's going to be animated. The candy cane looks a little weird in my opinion. They need to like make it thicker or whatever. Just it looks a little weird. But you can see here it's got nice little I don't know what those are, like cuff links or whatever. But yeah, I really like this inflatable, and it's probably going to be in my display. Here we have cats and whatever in a tree. This inflatable is kind of stupid in my opinion. Some people might like it, which I can understand if you're a cat fan. I am not. I can't stand them. Dog all the way. Anyway, don't like this inflatable very much. This inflatable is great, but the Santa, like, they keep changing the Santa for the Rudolph inflatables, which kind of annoys me. Not a huge fan of it. Alright, and then here is a Mickey Mouse, which is a snow globe, which I really like a lot, and I'm actually going to check on how long this video is. This video might end up being a part 2. So let me give my thoughts on this one, and then I'll deal with that later. So, this Mickey Mouse, it looks like a very, very tall inflatable. If this is going to be 6 feet tall, this is probably going to be like 9, it might be 9 feet, I don't know. But this inflatable is really, really nice. I don't think Gemmy did anything wrong with it. I think they kind of perfected it. I need to know the dimensions before I make a final decision on if it's going to be my display or not. But yeah, I really, really like it. So let me see how far along I am with these inflatables. Okay, I haven't come that far actually. Wow, and I've still got a lot to go. Alright, so right here I'm going to stop the video on this Grinch, and part 2 will be out later in the day.